What's the best Space Marine Legion and why is it Dark Angels?
Hello, I'm Kieran, this is Kieran, this is The Kieran Show, and welcome back to another ranking video. It's been a hot minute since we've done one of these.
Yeah, so this is akin to the Primarch one.
Which split some hairs, annoyed some people.
Well, it mainly annoyed you because Magnus was in his correct place. I'm going to pre-warn you now,
Yeah.
I'm going to destroy you.
Oh, oh good. Well, I've really thought of mine. I've thought it through, and...
You mean you didn't think of this and go, I'm going to do this because it's going to annoy him?
No, I didn't do any of that.
I didn't really do that.
Good, thank goodness, because this is authenticity. Yeah, we read loads of your comments that you made on the last video, and
Yeah, there was a few for the Space Marine Legions.
yeah, I mean, people agreed with this in some instances, and then others, I think we were like dead wrong. Like people came out with torches and pitchforks, which I loved. But yeah, it was a lot.
What I really like about these ranking videos, although you can get spicy and whatnot, I love that it brings out everyone's passion, even if you think that we're wrong. It's what we're so lucky in a hobby that we can have those conversations, and you can get that animated, I guess, about this nonsense that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it's
hashtag blessed.
Yeah, exactly. We're all playing favourites at the end of the day. We've all got the legions that we are specifically attached to, and in this instance, we are going to be talking about the founding Space Marine legions throughout 30k and 40k, which is very, very exciting indeed. So it's not just you're a beef in Siege of Terror, so you're number one. You might have been really.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, I spoiled the whole thing. Yeah, no, so it's the entire Warhammer universe, timeline, whatever. So, yeah, it's cool.
There had to be some ground rules for this one.
Yes.
It's only the founding one, so it's the original 18. Mm-hmm. It's 40k and 30k. Mm-hmm. And then when we get into it, you'll find that some start off really cool in 30k and then 40k are just wet noodles. It also goes off the overall theme and aesthetic of the army and miniatures available.
Yes. All of the above.
I think we need to get into this because this has the potential to be quite long.
It'll
let's
be a long one.
start
18.
with 18.
I went first last time, so you go first this time.
18 is Alpha Legion for me. They are the worst Space Marine Legion for me. Ooh, you can't see us. I'm Alpha Irish.
They were pretty influential in Siege of Terror, though. I went through...
Doesn't matter, they're still not cool. Also, pour one out for what's his name, Peck, that's now stuck under terror, just
why?
Yeah, it just gets shocked by what's his name, doesn't he? Just now just stood there. No, I still fully don't get it with Alpha Legion, subterfuge and all of that. I don't get the circles within circles. I don't get the whole. I just don't get it, and I don't like the I'm Alpharius thing.
Yeah,
it's just
I don't get it.
A Cat Out Gel free card. I love the colour of the metallic though. That earns him many more karma points. Yeah. I like the bluey metallic. What's your 18?
My 18 is Iron Hands.
That's a hot take.
Yeah. So just to give everyone a bit of context, when I was doing this last week, I watched our old Primarch video again, and I was like, I didn't have enough notes, and I think I need a little bit more just to.
Oh, I've just made one lines about mine.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so Iron Hands, I put, the Primarch lasted 5 minutes along with my memory of your Legion. And that, it's so brutal, but I don't remember anything from 40k. 30k, I thought they were fine.
I mean, they've got the best Tech Priest model.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
so I'm going to jump in because 17 for me is Iron Hands.
Cracking.
And all I wrote was, cool, we get it, you like robots. And you want to be them.
Take my strong hand. But yeah, number 7.
Your number 17, because my number 17 is
you just did Iron Hand.
My
number 17 is Raven Guard.
Oh, but my number 16 is Raven Guard.
Right, so Raven Guard I don't remember anything positive in the Horus Heresy, let alone 40k. Sick emo aesthetic, but little substance. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I put a bit bland. The Primarch just became a Whiz of Cloud. He lost the Gene Seed.
That's crazy, man, isn't it?
And for some of these,
job.
Yeah, for some of these, I have tried to put a cool thing to bring it back. I quite like the Shrike model.
Yeah, as I mentioned there, the aesthetic, cool.
Yeah,
I love the color scheme, but I just don't think any of it is memorable. Any of it.
For me, and I am probably completely wrong, and there's people in the comments that are going to say otherwise. I don't remember any of the characters' names, apart from Korax.
Yeah.
And even he was just, I'm going to become a Wizard of Cloud.
Yeah, there are 2 super emo legions in the founding
And
ones.
they're night and day different.
Nice. But yeah, one of them I really, really love, and the other one I think is not good. And that was that. But yeah. Okay, so that was your number...
Number 16. Do I not get to talk in this video?
Okay, yeah, probably not. Number 16 is Salamanders.
Oh, cool. We get to
Oh,
diverge now. Yeah.
Yeah, so Salamanders at 16. So for this, I put Vulcan chatted his way to the Emperor's favourite lapdog, did Magnus rotten. I then remember nothing of note.
So you just don't like Vulcan because of the whole thing.
What a rat! What a rat he is. Yeah, Sally's. I don't get it. Like I think they could be cool. I just think like there was a comment left actually on our previous video not too long ago about the tail end of the Horus Heresy. Like Vulcan didn't really have much of a legion to lead.
He still had some people to lead that he could lead.
Yeah, he could.
They weren't wiped out.
Yeah, they weren't all gone. A lot of them were gone, but
one or two of them were left. But
yeah, there were a couple.
My number 15, word bearers. The bearers of the word. So for this, I put they've got one of the best villains in all of Warhammer.
Yeah,
Erebus. Mm-hmm. I quite
even Lorgar's like pretty...
no, I don't like Lorgar at all. That's why they're down here.
Oh, right. Minus points for Lorgar.
So for me, and what's really interesting, and I won't ruin anything, but anyone that's read Siege of Terror, Erebus was a joke before. Now it's like, okay, Erebus is kind of cool. He's still the meme.
Yeah,
but the guy slaps.
Yeah, he certainly cemented himself as the villain again at the end of Siege of Terror.
I really enjoyed that. They've got one of the best Horus Heresy books of all time, though. The First Heretic. If you haven't read that, Argol Tall.
Yeah.
What a boy.
Yeah,
they really lack flavour in 40k.
What number was that? 15.
15.
Alpha Legion. So
they're quite high for you. Why do you put them slightly higher than me?
they essentially orchestrated the Siege of Terror, and that's the reason they are as high as they are for me. So they play such a massive part in the big events, especially in the mid-sections, when everything is slightly dying down, or there's maybe switching gears and big people aren't fighting big people. They are doing a lot of the moving of the chess pieces. They are, everyone's playing checkers and Alpha Legion are playing chess, and I quite liked that element. Other than that, I think they're incredibly dull. which is brutal, but again, it just echoes what we said before. I think the concept's cool, and I liked that they did so much of the grunt work, especially when they split. There was some traitor, some loyalist, and they sort of were all the same person, and I was just it was a bit, messing my head up a bit, but I was it's fine.
This is number 14 is where we're going to start to annoy Kieran.
I'm ready.
It's White Scars.
14.
14.
Mate,
all they are is gotta go fast. Cool, we get it. Next.
Must go faster.
That's literally it.
Yeah, I love White Scars.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll talk about them for an hour when we get there.
Yeah, they're wicked cool.
Yeah, I think for me...
You just think they're a bit one-dimensional?
Yeah, they're just, where's my bike?
Dude, where's my bike?
Yeah, they're just... They don't have much flavour in 40k again. I think this is a symptom for Space Marines in 40k, but that's a whole nother video.
They've got some wicked books. You ever read? Probably not. I'm obviously super into Tau. The Damocles book is lush. It's really cool.
Didn't like any of their heresy books.
Yeah, no, I remember you saying that because we were total chalk and cheese. I was like, "This is sick," and
you were I didn't get on with them.
Rubbish. Yeah, I love it.
They're all right in Siege of Terror. I know, and we know how you feel about Warhawk. Let's not get into that.
Yeah, what? Shivan Khan, Jagatai Khan. Oh,
cool. Next.
No. So number 14, I put Space Wolves. So
that's low.
I've made my feelings known in a previous video, as I'm sure you would have already seen. Lehman Russ sucks. I think he should stay in the warp a little longer. 40k wolves outside of Ragnar Blackmane are a little less feral and a little more poster boys for the Viking chads. Skull, I guess, is what I put. Get mad. Yeah, I think the Space Wolves are fine. I think they were a bit more gritty and interesting in the Heresy, but then Lehman Russ was just, I felt rubbish. I thought he was a rubbish character. And then in 40k, They're a bit cooler. I suppose bonus points for stopping Magnus on your own turf without a Primarch. Cool. I was mad about that, but yeah.
Well, I'm going to make you madder.
There we go.
My number 13.
Yeah.
1,000 Suns. They could be so much cooler if they hadn't killed everyone and made them all dust. They just killed all of their good characters.
It's what gives them that edge.
No, it's not.
Yeah, come on,
It's just a get out of jail free card to go, oh, we don't have any characters because everybody's dead. We're all just dust in the wind. I mean, Araman is really cool. And his tiny, tiny bit in Siege of Terror is very cool.
Yes.
But other than that...
His 40k books are cool as well. He sort of goes on this little...
His 40k model is very cool.
Yeah, the range I think is fine. I think it could do with like some more...
They're also...
Is dynamism a word? They need more dynamic models is what I'm saying.
They're also down here for me because they're horrible, horrible to paint in 40k. Rubrics, you can't speed paint.
No.
Not that I speed paint, but even if you tried, you can't.
Yeah, I get you.
Magnus, although it's an amazing miniature, horrendous to paint.
Yeah, also makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
Nah. Well,
number 13 for you.
I think you're a lot. So very short but sweet. 13 World Eaters. It's a 3-word sentence. Get some help.
You need to elaborate on that.
They're just super angry, and I don't get
it. They've got a really cool miniature range now.
I don't know. I think everything else that I've put above it is cooler, and that really pains me because Ultramarines are above them.
I'll accept that. That's okay.
Yeah, I really hate that, but I think the miniature range is cool, and I just don't get the hypes like we're mad and we'll kill everyone on like a blood rage and stuff, and I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Yeah, number 12 for me, Salamanders. The Nocturne lore for me is really cool. Their obsession with fire is cool. Not a massive fan of Vulcan.
Yeah,
and we've already spoken about them on yours.
Yeah, boo.
So number 12 for you.
Number 12 is the Ultramarines.
Wrong.
So Gillyweed was late to the party. He became king.
Right, the guy had to come from the other side of the universe. It's not because like the M5 was closed. Yeah, right. You're wrong.
Gillyweed was late to the party. He became king and is a poor man's lion. Bonus point for emotional relationship with Eldari woman.
Yeah, which everyone kind of forgot about.
Yeah, I was like, seems like Xenos. Yeah, I don't know. I think the 30k Ultramarines are cooler with their sort of like Roman aesthetic. I'd like some more of that in 40k. I think some of their books, specifically around things like, was it Dark Imperium? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
The Plague Wars and stuff with Mortarion and stuff. I thought that was quite cool. Yeah, I just want them to be a bit more rule with an iron fist, and I think they're a bit like... I tell you what I am really excited for is what is going to happen with the universe when the Lion comes back and goes, what on earth have you been doing?
So I won't mention anything because we've got a way to go till I get to Ultramarines.
Of course we do. That makes sense. You're number 11?
Well, it is.
Well, it is. Why?
Angry Mango Burr.
Oh, same thing. Same thing I said, but just less mean.
Yeah. I will, however, say that the 40k range is brilliant, and Khan is one of the best characters in all of Warhammer.
Wow.
Well, maybe not all of 30k.
Sure.
Minimum. Maybe not 40k because he isn't.
Yeah.
But you got to remember though, you haven't read a lot of like the early Horus Heresy where Khan is.
I definitely
like Betrayer is amazing.
Yeah. I need to read some more.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, and that's another point actually. If you see me slating loads of legions that you really like because you've read loads of the lore,
tell him why he's wrong and what he should read to correct his wrong opinions.
Exactly. I'm clearly a tourist, and tell me where to go and I'll read it. Nicely. So next for me, 11 is Word Bearers.
A lot higher than I put him.
It is a lot higher. So to
bear in mind you've already said it all for mine.
Yeah, exactly. So like to emphasise the puppet masters of the Siege of Terror, I'd love to know what happened to Erebus. I think it all just went a bit hazy, and they're obviously all still alive, which is great. I think specifically the Legion actually felt villainous. No, it didn't. They felt evil.
No, it didn't.
You didn't think they felt evil?
They do in First Heretic. That's it.
Well, that's it. Not even in like Siege of Terror and stuff, where they're running around with loads of cultists and demons and glowing glyphs and.
If you go and read the First Heretic and then what you get after that,
Okay. Fine.
and you compare it, you're like, well, these are full wet noodle.
I'd like to see some more 40k.
I'd like to see an actual character.
Yeah, I'd like to see some more 40k adaptations, depictions, whatever, in books and.
Or even just an upgrade sprue. Number 10 for me was quite conflicting. It's Iron Warriors.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because I really like Perty Reeves.
Perty Rubes, yeah.
He's really cool. But everything else, I'm just a bit like, all right.
Yeah.
Hazard Stripes.
Yeah. Have you read Storm of Iron as well?
No.
There's a 40k book. That's great. Yeah, they are a very, very cool legion. I think it's always one of those legions that I'd love to paint, but never commit to.
I think I'd have fun doing the Hazard Stripes. It's the metallics that put me off.
It's just metal.
Yeah, but I don't think you could have.
That's what I mean. Like I'd never do an army of them.
Yeah, I think it's easy to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd have fun. I think they could do with, it's similar to, it's the age-old argument with Chaos Space Marines. They could do with some stuff.
They could do with some stuff.
They've got some great miniatures for Horus Heresy though, and any like Sakarian, is it Sakaran? Sakaran tank in the Iron Warriors colours does look very cool.
So number 10 for me is Death Guard.
Wrong.
So
Wrong. Just because of the Council of Nicaea and your baby boy Magnus.
I didn't actually. No, I did put it in there. Yeah, so 10 to 1 was brutal. 18 to 11 or whatever, I was like, yeah, put them in there, that's fine, I'll get over it. 10 to 1 was savage. I think it's not so much this, it's more like between 8 and 5, 8 and 3 even. I think that was ruthless. But yeah. Blah blah blah. Death Guard. So Morty, the Winge Master General, couldn't kill the Khan and got ass blasted to space. 40k wise, very cool aesthetic. I love the way the Death Guard look.
Yes, they are the until we find out about Emperor's Children if they actually exist.
Yeah,
they are the coolest current Space Marine, Chaos Space Marine range.
Yeah, I think
best looking Primarch model.
I think I'd agree. So in the Dark Imperium books, they were fine again, but then Mortaran got ass blasted for a second time. I then put B.
Stop saying ass blasted on YouTube.
I then put B better.
Get good, Scott.
There's plenty more of that, by the way. What's your number 10? No, 9.
Number 9 for me is the Space Wolves.
Nice.
So they're desperately in need of a range refresh.
Yep.
I think for me to like them more, Games Workshop need to decide, are they Vikings or are they Wolves?
Yeah, I'd agree. I think
I'm happy with either.
Yeah,
I just need one.
Just pick a lane. Pick a lane.
I quite like the Wolves. And I quite like it when they're Vikings. Just pick one, and like you said, stay in lane. Also, I don't get the Santa sleigh. That miniature for me
Grimnar,
really pulls them down. That just doesn't make sense.
It is weird, isn't it? Like they could be so much cooler, and I don't know which way you'd go. If you went that sort of like really dishevelled, like Viking style, I think I'd prefer that. But
I prefer Vikings over Wolves if I had to pick.
9, Iron Warriors. We obviously spoke about that before. So you were winning and Perty Rubes retreated. Weak. Storm of Iron was sick. Give us a demon Perty Rubes now.
Demon Perty Rubes were very cool.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I think we're waiting a long time.
Yeah, we are going to be. It's a long way off for sure. I think Iron Warriors have got some tremendous scope for kit bashes, be it 30k or 40k, and I've seen some amazing looking armies.
Number 8 for me is Emperor's Children.
Same.
Is it?
Same, number 8, yeah.
One of the best heresy books, hands down. Vulgrim and the Poo Painting is...
That's not its name. It should be, but it's not.
Yeah. What I really like about them is they're really, really strange.
Fecal finger painting.
Yeah, but they're cool.
Yeah.
They desperately need a range in 40k, but we're not going to go into rumours. If/when they get one,
we'll go in.
Yeah, we'll have 2 Emperor's Children on.
Yeah, there will be 2.
Across
sure.
both of us.
Yes.
I mean, hopefully it does happen for everybody because I'm
It will.
fed up of seeing YouTube videos on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you imagine if they're not real? What's going to happen to Valrak?
I think Valrak would just implode. I think he'd just die.
Just
Yeah. He'd take that tinfoil hat off and he'd just be like, right, time to hang out one last time.
I think the tinfoil hat eat him.
Yeah. He'd just be like, no, I've been consumed by the foil. Number 7 for you, sir.
Death Guard.
Oh, baby.
Mortarion, greatest looking Primarch model on the Chaos side. Love to paint it one day. Blight Lord Terminators are wicked. The Death side's wicked. Typhus is cool.
Yep.
They're pretty absent, I think, for me in well, not just for me in the Heresy. They're quite absent. They come in very late. I haven't read the Buried Dagger or anything. And Siege of Terror, they weren't great. I mean, at the end where they're just assaulting the mountain, but just doing it really slow. Yeah. That was kind of cool. And they're really cool in 40k because they've been a bit fleshed out.
Yeah, totally right.
Number 7 for you.
Number 7 up at Night Lords.
Oh my god, am I about to put Night Lords higher than you?
You are, and I'll say why. So I'd love to put them higher. I just don't think it's fair. So the best 40k books, hands down, as in like the Night Lords trilogy, ADB did a phenomenal job. Like they will forever be my favourite 40k books. I think they're great. I just think they are untouchable. I just want some more characters and some more representation. I think we've seen obviously the new upgrade sprue. It's not a range. As much as I want it to be, it's not. I just want more. And I
give me more.
Yeah, I just want more. And the same with 30k. Like I thought the stories with the 30k Marines, I thought were fine, but just need more. Yeah. One of the best aesthetics, hands down, in the Space Marine Legions, but there just isn't enough. So I felt, because I was like batting around with like Blood Angels and all the rest of it, and I was like, do I put Blood Angels beneath them? But no, I can't.
So just a small spoiler, right? We've got a little way to go till I get to them.
Really? Oh, that's interesting. Really interesting. I've been really fair with mine.
Number 6 for me, it'll probably come as a surprise to you.
Okay.
Ultramarines.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Guilliman's really cool. I've always liked Guilliman. The miniatures, great. They're despite what you think, they're great in the Heresy. They're far more fluffy in the Heresy. They lean into their
terrible time management. Always late. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
No, they're not. They're not got terrible time. You need to read the whole of the Heresy, then it'll all make sense of why he's so late.
I don't need to read 50.
He gets lost.
Gets lost. Brother, I'm lost in space.
To the surprise of no one, they're very bland.
Yeah.
I will concede that.
And what's crazy is that they've got this lush, like, Roman aesthetic, but they're still so boring.
The problem I had here, the 40k, they're very bland, but 30k, they're not. However, despite what everyone says, the colour scheme is fire. Blue and gold is just fire. And you can see it's easy to paint, and you can see why Games Workshop pushes it.
Yeah,
because it looks good and it's easy.
I like the colder blues with the colder golds rather than the really saturated blue, really saturated gold that tends to go with like most box art. So I've seen some like
honey, you don't remember when they were bloody blue and yellow. Like green electric yellow.
Nah, that's minging. Absolutely minging.
With the red guns.
No. Awful.
What's your number 6?
Number 6, I put Blood Angels.
Too low.
Too low, maybe. So I did put Sanguinius as the GOAT. Fell a bit flat after he died. 40k wise, they're fine. Excuse me. Looking forward to seeing like a refresh and some more stories down the line. Minus points because Dante's real name is Lewis.
Yeah, that's a real bummer.
Lame. So lame. When I read the Dante book and they kept saying Lewis, I was like, hang on. This isn't this kid.
He could have had a cooler name.
That's like Lewis. I was like, oh, come on.
No offence to anyone called Lewis, but I've known some Lewises in my time and none of them have been worthy of being a Space Marine.
You ain't Dante. Sad Lewis. Sorry if your name is Lewis.
Lewis that cries.
Yeah. Yeah, so if your name is Lewis and you watch this, I'm really, really sorry. I really laughed out loud. I thought Lewis that cries. 10 out of 10. Number 5, sir.
Number 5 for me is Night Lords.
Night Lords. Nice.
I really, really like them, and I think they're here for me because of the colour scheme.
Yeah.
I love the lightning bolts. It's so Harry Potter. Love it.
I love it because it's Harry Potter.
No.
Your takes are so fresh sometimes. I just don't think I agree.
Yeah. The new kill team is wicked, and again, as we've already said, it's only an upgrade sprue.
Yeah.
But they look great. I can't wait to paint them. As with everything in 40k. There is some amazing characters in the Heresy. I haven't read the ADB books, and they're still here for me.
Yeah.
So what would happen if I read them? Yeah. They come down slightly for me because I don't like Conrad Kurz. Scary Batmans in the dark.
I thought he was cool. I just thought, especially in the Heresy, that the other, like Sevatar and stuff, I think were cooler. This sort of cooler characters.
Similar to you, I'd love to see a 40k range.
Just
a character. Even just a character.
Just give us more. Just give us more stuff.
Give me more!
Yeah, the tiny little upgrade sprue that will come in the kill team box will be minimal. It will be minimal, but you just know that the community will do just incredible things with that. It will be lush. I can't wait. So my number 5 is White Scars.
That's a bit lower than I thought they'd be for you.
Yeah, again, I couldn't put them any higher. So they were, for sure, my unexpected Legion of choice through the Siege of Terror. They just sort of came out of nowhere. I did make sure to read the White Scars book before Siege of Terror. And Shiban Khan, I just wanted to be my dad. he was great. Just like a phenomenal character, great father figure protecting that baby in like the apocalyptic
What's his
land.
mate's name that he wanders through the desert with?
Katsuhiro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jagatai Khan, take me for a ride through space on your space bike. Bring back Jag and give us Scar's resurgence. I thought they were lush. I thought they were so cool. So much fun.
The Khan is never coming back. He's too busy being locked in a BDSM Drakari dungeon.
To be fair, whatever you're into, stay there, mate. Number 4 for you.
Number 4 for me is Black Legion / Sons of Horus.
That's low. Number 4?
Number
You
4?
think there are 3 better than that? Oh, I know exactly who the 3 are.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
They are the best Chaos Space Marine faction.
Yeah.
Hands
Yeah.
down.
Can't disagree.
I don't ever want to paint them because they're black. But Abaddon is one of those characters. One of those characters that he's transcended 30k to be as cool in 40k as he was in 30k. There aren't many characters that have done that.
I disagree, and I will give my thoughts on Sons of Horus Black Legion shortly.
Yeah, I think like I said, Abaddon is really cool. Loken was a son of Horus. He was very, very cool. I mean, he was a Grey Knight, but Black Legion became very, very cool in 40k, and you paint any of those Chaos Space Marine kits in Black Legion, and they all look really cool in black.
Yeah. Number 4, I put Imperial Fists. I understand.
Stop talking.
Sure. Well, I just put big players in the Horus Heresy and Siege of Terror. Sigismund is the GOAT.
Right. Number 3 for me is Blood Angels.
Cool.
Because Bird Boy is the MVP of the whole of the Siege of Terror. Every time that man did something in the Siege of Terror, I was like, do I buy a Blood Angels army?
Do I love him?
Yeah, he was the MVP of the whole Heresy. They did become a wet noodle in 40k with Lewis.
Yeah. What did you call him? Crying Lewis.
Lewis that cries.
Lewis that cries. So good.
Mephiston is a fantastic miniature though.
Yeah, he's cool.
I think you should kit bash him into a Soulblight Gravelord one day. Because he's already a vampire. Just see what he could do. Yeah. I think I'd love to paint them. I think the scheme...
Or a Night Lord's character. Oh!
I think the scheme is easy to knock out. I think there's some real potential for some really cool miniatures.
Whenever their inevitable refresh does happen, I think it'd be great. I do think it'd be great. If it's anything even close to what the Dark Angels have had, or the Templars have had, I think it's going to be wonderful. So yeah, my number 3 is the Thousand Suns.
Dusty Boys.
The Dusty Boys.
Secret weapon. Dyson.
Take my Uber. So I've made my opinions very well known on this channel about what I think about Thousand Suns. I think they're great. I love Magnus to death, and I think he's mad fun. I think he's just great. I think I love the mini. I love his sort of descendancy into madness. Yeah, I think he was done dirty.
You know what his nickname is?
Go on.
Magno Depth Perception.
Hate that. I hate that. However, I did minus points for going to Fenris for revenge and losing even when you didn't have to fight Russ.
He was never going to beat Russ.
No way. I think, yeah.
Man's an animal.
Yeah.
Literally.
There's just so much scope around the Thousand Suns that I've obviously said a million times before that I loved. The Thousand Sun book, especially the first one, I just loved it. It was such a painfully slow burn at times.
It is a great book.
Yeah, it was just like political, I don't know, it just felt like a courtroom drama for like 300 pages. Like, I just loved it to death. I thought it was great. And you saw a side to Primarchs that you don't necessarily see. And even in the 40k setting, like the Araman books I really, really love a lot as well. And even some of the Black Legion characters that are obviously like partners with Zinch and come over from the Black Legion. I thought Black Legion, Thousand Suns. Yeah, great. Just such a great Legion. Love them. Number 2.
Number 2 for me. This might come as a surprise to you.
This won't be a surprise to me.
Cool. So number 2 for me is Dark Angels.
Ditto.
Is it?
Ditto. Yeah.
Right. Great books.
Great books.
Great minis.
Great minis.
Greatest Primarch of all time.
I mean, it's hard. He is so good.
Greatest overall aesthetic, like robes and mysterious circles.
Yeah, it's super like old school, like British, like regal, isn't it? It's just like very like Knights of the Round Table sort of thing.
It's I mean, similar to you with Thousand Suns, I don't need to say anything else on Dark Angels on this channel. They are just phenomenal. Anyone that hasn't read Descent of Angels, ignore everybody on Reddit that says it's a bad book because there's no action.
Yeah,
it's the fluffiest book ever.
Yeah, I was one of those people that read Reddit and I went, oh, I'll leave it then. And then you told me to read it and I actually had the best time. I really, really
It's not a Warhammer book. I think that's why I really liked it.
It didn't. I would like to just do a special mention. So Son of the Forest, the Mike Brooks book, great. I know that you're still yet to read it, if I'm not mistaken.
I haven't read it yet, no.
Phenomenal book. The concept around their like civil war with like Luther, Cypher, the Fallen, I think is so great. Just from like a fluffy perspective, I'd love to see more civil wars in 40k. Tau specifically, looking at you.
You're always looking at Tau.
Yeah, I am. I'm a certified Dark Angels fan now, that's for sure, and I can't wait for the future. Which felt so positive talking about.
We've agreed on something for once.
Yeah.
It's not like the Primarch video where we're like divorced by the end of it.
I just think I've read more Dark Angels since your recommendation, especially like, yeah.
You're like Danny DeVito in Always Sunny. I get it.
I get it. But yeah, your number 1, please, sir.
My number 1 was a surprise to me when I made this list, and it'll make someone like Valrak very happy because it's the Imperial Fists. And you know what? I'll fight anyone that disagrees with me on this. They are the greatest legion purely based on the fact that they spawned the 2 greatest second founding legions of all time. Crimson Fists, and Black Templars. If you can spawn that, you're the GOAT.
I get it. I don't think they're top for me, but
you're wrong.
So I'd love to. I tell you what, I would love to see is more of an Imperial Fist depiction in 40k. So obviously, like you've already mentioned, Crimson Fist and Templars. Totally agree. I think they're great. I would just like to see what's going on with the Yellow Boys, the Cheese Marines, in the 40k setting, because I don't think I know of anything.
Yeah, they're not doing a great deal, but they don't need to. They're taking a rest.
What are they doing in 40k setting?
Not a lot.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's boring.
probably hanging around Terra still.
Yeah, just like kicking dust.
They don't need to. Crimson Fists are off punching everybody in the face. Black Templars are crusading everywhere.
Yeah, they're just
Tor
guarding.
Garadon's just like, cool, I'm just going to have a hobnob and a cup of tea.
Yeah, there's just like this massive Tyranid invasion on their way to Terra, and the Imperial Fists are like, we're not prepared. Help us.
I think for me, before Siege of Terror, I think they would have been 3 or 4 on this list.
Yeah.
It was that fleshing out of adding in all of these characters, making Rogel Dawn one of the best characters ever. When before that, I couldn't stand the guy.
Yeah, I didn't care.
But after reading that, you're just like, you tried your best, mate.
Yeah.
Just have a rest.
I think they gave him plenty of humility.
They made him a granddad.
He became a lot more human, I think, which really liked.
It's really cool, because especially if you take his story from Flight of the Eisenstein, where he nearly just throat punches Nathaniel Garrow into the ground.
He's like, oh, Horace is a bad guy. Shut up, scrub.
Yeah, to the end where he's like, oh no.
Yeah, he's just like, what is it when he's talking to Cinderman on the rooftop? And he said, is this what fear feels like or something?
Yeah. Man just comes full.
Yeah, really great. Really great.
And if you're taking the siege, you've got Fafnir Ran, you've got Sigismund, you've got Camber Diaz, although meets an untimely death, with his just slab shield slapping people. He was just cool. I don't know how many world it took to kill that guy.
Yeah, it was awesome.
In Saturnine, but yeah, and truthfully, I love painting yellow.
Yeah.
Especially when you nail it. If you get a good recipe for yellow, it's great fun to paint. I do think they could do with some fleshing out in 40k, maybe just a character or a Primaris Lieutenant.
Boring.
Right, tell us why Black Legion / Sons of Horus are the greatest legion of all time.
So, this all stems from what you said earlier about Abaddon. And you said, and I said I disagreed, that you said he went from being cool and was cool throughout. I can't remember exactly what you said.
He's cool in both settings, which was rare in this whole thing.
Wrong. This guy leveled up to such a degree.
Hang on, you're agreeing with me.
No.
He's cool
you just went, no, he's cool. No. I mean, this guy, he ascended.
He does, and what's funny though is that he's not a Primarch yet. He manages to do more than a Primarch.
Right. So Horus played checkers, so Abaddon could play chess, is what I've started with, and I mean that. So a captain of the First Company and Justarian chieftain turned intergalactic warlord.
Space pirate.
The guy is the goat of goats, as in the list of people he bested without Dracnian, his demon sword, which again, he's the only person on record to have mastered. Is normally like the demon spirits or whatever consume, and it's all like a bit of a give and take. He's like, no, you bow to me, and the sword's like, sorry, daddy. So the list of people he's blasted without Dracnian: Loken, Zardu Lyak, Jubal Khan, Garrow, Sigismund. Granted, Siggy was a bit tired. Pour one out for him. Since then, with Dracnian, he's beaten Calgar, he's kept up with Khan till Khorne intervened, Eldrad Uthran, Celestine, Creed, well, Creed's a bit weak, but I just mean, him alone, just Abaddon alone, is insane.
He's the greatest protagonist, I think, of
just insane.
Of the whole universe.
And if we're going to touch on like Siege of Terror and stuff, Horus was an idiot. Absolute clown from the beginning. It's just like...
It's supposed to be though. It wasn't ever going to win. Spoilers.
No, I didn't care if he won or lost or whatever. I think it was just like the beginning bit. It was just like, gonna go frolic in the fields with Erebus. Idiot. What for? Yeah, obviously you've already touched on things like Loken and stuff. And yeah, I just think
Also, Harken World Claimer. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, yeah. He's...
As terrible as he is in the game, that miniature's brilliant.
Yeah, wicked. Really, really wicked.
And... I think, as I already mentioned, Abaddon's miniature is... I remember when that was unveiled, I was just like, that's it. We've peaked with Chaos Space Marine characters.
Yeah. I think, especially towards the end of the Siege of Terror, when they're like people are playing tarot cards and all that nonsense, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
And like they keep drawing the despoiler, and people have like these like future, almost like premonitions of him. And I was just like... Oh,
it's foreshadowing for foreshadowing's sake.
Yeah, I thought it was so cool. Black Legion books. He shows up in the first Night Lord's book as well. He's just so good. So good.
It's great, but I don't think you can put. I'm going to disagree with you. I don't think you can put in one that Black Legion top just for one character.
No, but he is certainly a huge percentage of that.
Okay.
And it's not just Black Legion either. It's also Sons of Horus, which is mad.
Yeah, they did have some.
Just all wrapped up into
yeah.
one with this like really pretty black bow on the top. I just thought they were great. I think that the Black Legion are infinitely better than Sons of Horus, but I think it's because of how sort of like unwavering Abaddon's mindset is. He's just like, no, cut the rubbish, like demons out of the way. I'm going to use them as my like puppets rather than the other way around. Doesn't take any nonsense from anyone. Yeah, the guy's a bad man.
And I've just mentally, while you were talking, convinced myself on something.
Are you going to get one?
No, I'm going to do if I ever do a Chaos Space Marines army, it'll be a Sons of Horus throwback.
Nice, that's cool.
I mean, no, it's not accurate, but I just think that armor would look. I don't want to paint black.
Yeah.
I just think if you did a Chaos Space Marine sculpt in that weird,
like Sons of Horus green.
Sons of Horus creamy green, and I think if you made it really battered, like it's still old.
Yeah, you could have lots of fun.
Green Abaddon would look quite cool with with a green arm or something. Stop it, because we're going to Warhammer World in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'll have one Chaos Space Marine army, please.
For sure. This has been a blast again. I think it's been
less spicy than the Primarch video.
Less spicy, but I think it's because we've both been fair. It's not been... So, for example, the last one, I was like, whoa, Jagatai Khan, like, rocketed up to 2. Like, this is through 40k and the Heresy, so it's a bit of...
You
like,
have more of a level playing field, I think.
For sure. Apologies to everyone that I was incredibly mean to in the bottom half of the tiers video.
And anyone called Lewis.
And anyone called Lewis, and sorry that you cry. But yeah, no, leave us some comments down below about what you would put in your tier list, who is some of your favourite legions.
I mean, feel free to crack on and give us your whole 1 to 18, or maybe just bottom 3, top 3 legions.
Yeah, for sure. As much substance or as little substance as you want. But more importantly, books. Give us some books to read. Tell everyone in the comments what are your favourites, what and why, because ultimately, like, that's the best thing. When you've read something before and
definitely.
you get to share it, that's great. I think that's awesome. But yeah, also a huge, huge thank you to all of these lovely people here. Yeah, you could say that there are more Nival, which is poetic.
Oh, there's too many of them. But
yeah,
if you want to become one, hit the Patreon link or hit the join button for YouTube memberships, whoever you want to give your money to.
For sure.
All goes back into the channel pot. And if you want to go and buy a Black Legion army and paint it green, check out the affiliate links down below.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks so much for joining us for another super, super fun video, and we will see you in the next one.